2 of episode 4 of the... Sorry. Episode 5 of The Acolyte is now streaming on Disney+. And if you were still holding out hope that this thing would get better, then you need Jesus, my friend. Or something else that's going to give you more hope than Disney Star Wars. Because at this point, I don't know, man. I hope a pack of flying beetles picks up Kathleen Kennedy and takes her to a galaxy far, far away from this franchise. And yes, that shot happens in this episode. A pack of flying space bugs takes away the villain to save the day. I'm not kidding. This shit is going to get wild. So strap in, guys, and let's break down scene by scene this week's episode of Walmart Star Wars. Sorry, Disney Star Wars. Dollar Store Star Wars. All right, let's do this. As every episode does, this one begins with everybody's favorite member berries. This is just the intro, but here we go. This is Star Wars. Lucasfilm, what have we become? Anyways, the episode begins with Osha cosplaying as a NASA employee laying on the floor of the forest. The same forest they were in last episode. Obviously, since this episode was clearly one episode cut in half, being 4 and 5, so Disney could reach their 8-episode quota. Nice. She wakes up from being knocked out and her Disney merch is missing.
Pip? Pip.
Turns out it's not missing. It's like 3 feet away. So here's Pip, and he's going to be very important in this episode, so take notes. She grabs Pip, finds out he's okay.
You're all right.
And she tells it to shut the fuck up. She hears lightsabers in the distance, and she makes her way towards the action. But just like her clumsy-ass sister, she too trips on almost nothing. She falls into this red dust of sorts, and they make this dust seem really important because it's shown multiple times. Multiple people fall into this dust this episode, and I do not have a clue what this dust is supposed to mean or why they focus on it so much, but it's not going to matter at all, so don't worry about it. I guess it's an orange herring, not to be confused with a red herring, which is something that is an actual useful tool of filmmaking. This, I don't know. I don't know what this is. As she gets up from her fall, she discovers a dead Jedi. Where'd the rest of them go? I guess it was like a nuclear blast and they scattered throughout the forest. This guy just got knocked out just from the force push. Who knows? We pan out with this wide shot and then we hear more sabers clashing in the background. She looks over and she sees a Disney Plus Star Wars fight. This one should have gone on the hub. It's like a 5v1, super hot action, saber on saber action. We see Discount Plo Koon, we see Yord, and a couple other unnamed Jedi who are just going to die gracefully, shamefully, I should say. This dude whiffs a saber slash harder than a toddler in the MLB, and he gets a foot to the chest. Like a goddamn MMA fight. Yord moves in, and another kick to the stomach. Everybody's just getting kicked out here. Fantastic. Discount Plo Koon takes a saber to the chest. Luckily, it was 3 inches away from where Sabine Wren got stabbed, so he actually dies. These two dumbasses attack from the same exact angle and get stopped by one saber. You know, there's a whole body here. You know, you could use your legs and move around, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard. Just enjoy. Turns out she does use her legs. She maneuvers around and goes for the world's slowest saber slash Guinness World Record. And look at her face. Yeah, she's either disgusted at Discount Smilo Ren Darth Underbite, or she knows she read the script and she's about to die. I think it's probably both of them. Turns out if you hit this dude's helmet, your lightsaber goes out, so he can just go around head bonking sabers and he'll be totally chill. His helmet turns out to be like a Magneto level overpowered plot device, so kind of cool. It's in the lore apparently, but also it's not explained within this show. To anyone who hasn't read outside information, they're going to be confused as shit as to why this dude is head bonking lightsabers left and right. Not sure that was the smartest move, Disney, but you know, cool, I guess. Gen Z Jedi saves the day here with a saber clash. And since their lightsabers are made by Disney, they stop working almost immediately. Oh, right, that's from his helmet. Sorry, I was just getting cheeky there. Sue me. Don't sue me, actually. Edgelord Darth Underbite decides to go easy on Yord with a slight leg slash. The two sideline Jedi take some ED pills and their sabers go up again. This dude takes a Conor McGregor to the chin. Blue Saber Lady gives this guy enough time to do a Tony Hawk 360 spin move on this guy as he gets taken out with a saber to the stomach. Like a blind person playing cricket, she misses her next saber stab, and Smilo Ren gets a saber through her chest. Again, Sabine Wren is looking down, laughing at all this. Out of nowhere, about 2 minutes deep into the fight, Smilo Ren decides, oh, I do have the Force, and he pulls a guy and gets a 2-for-1. Barbecue lightsaber skewer here. Actually quite a nice move, but why didn't you do any of this earlier? Clearly, from the previous episode, you can Force blast like 10 Jedi with one hand, so I guess you were just going for style points. Who knows? A lot of questions when it comes to why or when they don't use the Force in this fight, but I guess that's just how Star Wars is. Usually, you kind of have to accept that at this point. Smilo Ren defeats almost all the Jedi here, and, well, who's left but Osha? And Yord. Yord's still dragging himself along on the floor. May finally decides to hit a stun shot on this guy, and, well, he just tanks it with plot armor. I don't know. I feel like every time they introduce a new character, villain, or super strong person to Star Wars, they always have like a next level of armor. Like nothing can phase them. Now, I do like that. If this is a smart Sith, edgelord, overlord, they would probably spend their time, upgrading their kit, spending all their experience points, to get the best armor. So I'm glad he came kitted up, but hopefully that stays consistent. Osha has no mind of her own, so Yord has to instruct her on what to do. Osha, run! We finally get our first shot of May. Apparently, she was just watching the fight like an absolute coward the whole time, despite seemingly being very tenacious throughout this entire show. This is the only time she decides to really freeze up and do nothing. Conveniently, so we can get a cool fight scene. I mean, she could have changed the tides of the fight if she stepped in earlier, but she's about to do that right now. She makes her way into the Wookiee's hut, and she finds his lightsaber. We cut back to Osha, and she hears a gopher or something. I don't know. It's unclear what she hears, but she points her flashlight around, and there's nothing. Turns out it was actually Darth Underbite, and he does the world's most epic saber throw. Squid Game comes out of nowhere and blocks it. Where have you been, Jedi Master, leader of the investigation? Squid Game, I guess you were conveniently knocked out right until the perfect moment for the writers to bring you in to save Osha's life. Cool. Not contrived at all. Definitely good job. 10 out of 10, Disney. Smilo Ren pulls the saber back in. We get some environmental damage as it causes several trees to get sliced in half. The devs are really making this video game seem convincing. I'm not going to lie. It could use some story work, if you ask me. Yord is back in action, and then Squid Game says, "Civilian to the ship." Civilian to the ship. When did we start calling her that? Don't we just want to call her Osha? I don't know. It just seems a little odd. I guess they're just following protocol all of a sudden. Strange. He force pushes Osha to Yord. And Yord repeats the same exact line. Civilian to the ship. Don't know why. Can we just call her Osha? Smilo Ren does the world's cockiest, cheesiest head cock. Cockiest head cock? It works. Okay, it works. Then we enter an epic 1v1 showdown between Squid Game and Darth Underbite. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, title card. Title card, sorry. And thank God this episode isn't long enough to have ads on it. I guess it has to be over 30 minutes to have ads. Not sure how that works, but no ads this time. If you've been watching my videos, I'm usually complaining about the ads because I spend as little as possible on my Disney Plus subscription. No, I don't travel the high seas. Unfortunately, I am a legal viewer. Admittedly, I'm illegal. I am a legal viewer of the show. Okay, let's move forward. We get Rocket Raccoon's boyfriend running through the forest after the title card, Basil. And Osha says this.
What? Yord! We have to go back.
I guess you have to go back, but I thought the plan was to go to the ship. Who knows?
Sol gave me an order. I don't want to have to subdue you, but I will.
She doesn't have Jedi powers, so she just agrees. Obviously, Yord could easily overpower her if he wanted to. Then we cut back to the 1v1 with Squid Game and Darth Underbite.
Master Sol.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? We all want to know. And don't worry, we're about to find out. Well, halfway through this episode, I think we find out.
You don't remember me.
How would he remember you? You have a helmet on. Nope, my guy. Nobody knows who you are. You have a voice changer. What do you want from him?
I sense something familiar.
Okay, maybe he can sense him with the Force, but obviously not, because we're gonna get some exposition from Smilo Ren that will contradict his entire "why don't you remember me" statement. You just wait. They now clash sabers. And honestly, once they focus in on 1v1 combat in this show, it gets a lot better. It's when they have these maybe underpaid side character Jedi 6v1ing, Smilo Ren. That's when it gets really messy and you can kind of see the cracks, the flaws in the choreo. But I will admit, it's fun to watch the 1v1 or even sometimes the 1v2 fights in this show. I just wish it wasn't wasted on such a weirdly poorly written script. That's all. Like I would be fine with this choreography in another show, and I'm kind of fine with it here, to be honest, like I said, but that's my take on it. Squid Game gives us some exposition that we can already see.
You carry a Jedi weapon,
Yeah, he carries a lightsaber. That's a fact.
but you are no Jedi.
Well, definitely that's a fact too, because he's been killing Jedi. So thank you. Well done, Squid Game. Appreciate your exposition. Then, and finally, it took, I guess it took about, 5 minutes for May here to grab a lightsaber and open the door dramatically as if she's in a Disney Plus show. Look, seriously, she looks like she's about to walk onto a Vogue runway here. Like, just get out the door. There's no cameras watching you. You're in the real world, or at least you're supposed to be. But no, she's doing this like Victoria's Secret walk. I don't know. Then out of nowhere, we get Jedi dropkick. Sorry, Jedi Jackie with a dropkick. And goddamn, that was kind of satisfying because May's a piece of shit. So good job, Jackie. That's all I'm going to say. Again, this red dust, they fall into this red dust, which ends up having no significance. But anyways, they then enter some Matrix Kung Fu Force Fu combat here. No lightsabers. Now, here's the funny thing. I actually agree that they didn't pull the lightsabers out yet because I don't think Jackie wanted to, A, attack an unarmed person. But Jedi don't do that, and we'll hear that line later in the show, and we've heard it before. So she's following the Jedi code. That's fine. And also, I don't think she wants to escalate it to that yet. Maybe she's not confident in her abilities, although she ends up becoming like ultimate Padawan boss fighter lady and becomes like the best fighter in the show in a second. So maybe she is confident in her abilities. I don't know. Anyways, they get into a scuffle. Some girl-on-girl action. Jackie finally uses the Force selectively. I like to call it selective Force using in this show. It's one of the most egregious uses of selective Force. At some point, we have to have some sort of rules behind this shit. I want to know. How this works. Anyways, she's so powerful with the Force, she could push May back and drag her. Then she wastes time saying this.
You're under arrest.
Which gives May time to do this.
The murderers.
I get it, it's Jedi protocol, but like this is really serious. Just get her in chains and then say this shit. Nobody's gonna sue you for it. Jokes aside though, Jackie, Daphne Keene, pretty good at acting and pretty good at choreography in this episode. They finally flexed her muscles literally and figuratively in this scene. So bravo. I like Daphne. May then tosses a dagger conveniently right at this piece of metal that Jackie picked up. Seriously, Jackie didn't even try to block it. She just held it up to her chest and May threw the dagger right at it. I don't know. I don't like scenes like that. Sue me. She then throws another dagger 3 feet to the left, hitting a spark plug. That does absolutely nothing. Like, it was the most pointless little jump scare to Jackie. Come on. I don't know what's going on here. Kill her or don't kill her. Please. Then we get a 360 spin kick, and Jackie goes flying out the window. I feel like her ribs, would be broken by now. Do Jedi have, stronger ribs? I don't know. That's a stupid question. But we move back to the 1v1 with Jedi Master Squid Game and Underbite. Seems to be a pretty even match here when there's no trickery about. When there's just a 1v1 between Soul and Edgelord, it's pretty matched. It's pretty fair match. We then get more exposition from Squid Game.
You trained me.
He's just an exposition dump in this show. I mean, everybody is, but him specifically. He then says this important piece of dialogue.
Show your face.
And let you read my thoughts.
So you asked Squid Game earlier, why don't you remember me? Or do you remember me? But then you acknowledge that you're wearing a helmet that protects your thoughts from being read by the Force, shrouds your identity, shrouds your thoughts, shrouds your mind. So I don't know. This dialogue is just all over the place. And it's kind of cool. He's got a Magneto helmet, but it's just something that was introduced willy-nilly in this show, so it feels cheap to normal viewers. I bet a lot of normal viewers, it just feels cheap to. But I know some of the background lore on this this material, he's using for his helmet, cortosis or something like that. I don't know. I just know the existence of the functionality of this material in the lore for Star Wars. But for normies, it's going to be confusing. We think of the cheesiest line I've heard yet from Smilo Ren.
No.
What master hides his face from his pupil?
Yeah, what master would hide his face from his pupil? I don't know. Probably many masters if they don't want to have their identity known to everybody. I mean, the pupil could be a liability. So, you know this is not a good-hearted Jedi soul. What kind of question is this? I don't know.
You tell me.
Then he says that. You tell me. This is implying that Squid Game hides his face from his Padawan. If this never comes true, if there's nothing in this show that shows us Squid Game hiding his face from a Padawan, then this line is completely cryptic just to be cryptic, not cryptic to tell a story. Again, I'm not giving any credit to the show, so I think it's just going to be cryptic just for the sake of being cryptic. Absolute bullshit. Anyways, we cut away. We're back to the fight with May and Jackie. Everybody gets slashed in the leg in this. It's just like, oh, you don't want to die? We'll give you a thigh slash. Nobody gets their hand cut off. Nobody gets like any semi-lethal, hits that will incapacitate them but not kill them. It's just classic. You get a slash to the leg or you die. Then we're back with Yord and Osha, and they say this.
Jackie.
Jackie is a Jedi. I need to get you to safety.
It's like exposition dump that we already know. Yes, Jackie's a Jedi. Yes, I need to get you to safety. That thing is dangerous. These are all things we know. Why are we wasting time saying them again? Isn't there any smarter use of the screen time here? I'm not sure. Like, that was it. That was the scene of that. That was the shot. Boom. Let's focus in on Yord and Osha for a second to say things we already know. Mind blowing. Then we're back to the 1v1 with Underbite and Soul. But he gets a kick to the chest. That's like the signature move for Underbite here, just kicking everybody to the chest. Soul does an epic album cover pose here. Looks kind of hard. Looks kind of hard. I like that. It looks kind of cool. Soul's just a Chad, man. He is. He's fighting this guy 1v1. He's holding him off. But boom. Where did Darth Underbite go? We don't know. Then we cut back again to Osha and Yord.
What is he, Yord?
I don't know. He doesn't follow the rules of combat, and there's no method to his movements.
There is definitely methods to his movements. He loves chest kicking. And he kills people with lightsaber slashes. I mean, what? Is everybody supposed to fight like a robot and you're supposed to be able to predict every move? This dialogue is just, they're just trying to hype up the edgelord. And it doesn't work for me. It could work for you, that's fine. But it reminds me of the training scene from one of the previous episodes where the dude is just spewing nonsense while the Padawans are waving sticks around. It's trying to sound profound, but it doesn't hit for me. That's just me. You tell me in the comments if this hits for you.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. You're right, Yord. You finally said something I agree with. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
That could be the whole episode right there. Just Disney Star Wars logo. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Credits. Fantastic. Then they do a fake out right here. Ultimate fake out of this episode is this line right here. Just
He gets into your head and he stays there.
My mother could do that.
my mother could do that. Get inside a Jedi's head. Well, maybe. Well, I'll save the theory for later. Give me a sec. Yord then says they got to keep moving and they get the fuck out. Then we're back to the Jackie v. May fight. She almost gets the dagger to her neck, but no, Jackie headbutts a bitch. And then they go down again on the orange dust. I told you, this orange dust looks super important. I thought it was going to be like napalm and it would catch fire at some point, but I don't think that's the case. But Jackie finally prevails and gets May into cuffs. Then she force pulls Kelnaka's saber. And she hears a mysterious wind blowing in the forest. It's Smilo Ren running like a goddamn kid on Halloween. I swear, if you play that back. Look at the run. Look at the run. It's so funny. My guy, you can fly like you're freaking Voldemort or evil Superman, but you choose to run like a kid, like a scared kid on Halloween in the background. That took me out. Oh, that's too good. We then get the funniest fight scene yet, because out of everyone here, the Padawan Jackie, who has yet to be shown to have any sort of skill or experience in combat versus a Dark Edgelord, or Sith Lord, if you want to call him that, she ends up becoming the best fighter out of nowhere. We didn't get any buildup of this at all. And I mentioned in one of the previous episode reviews that I would have liked to see Jackie in the training sessions shown as someone with superior fighting skill, simply because I know that Daphne Keane is capable of that choreography, and because that would be a good way to build up the character and the identity of this Force user, of this Jedi Padawan. Jackie's a freshman Padawan girl, and she just all of a sudden busts a move on Smilo Ren here. I mean, watch this.
He doesn't follow the rules of combat, and there's no method to his movements.
Again, he has no method. His method is to distract you and chest kick you. How many chest kicks have we gotten so far? Can we get a chest kick counter? Smilo Ren then talks to May here.
You can learn from this Padawan.
You can definitely learn from this Padawan. She's like the best fighter on the goddamn episode. So yeah, take notes, May. I'm taking notes.
She's a loyal pupil.
Ah, yes. Also, she doesn't betray her masters like May. He's a little salty. You know, I would be too. Smilo, I would be salty too. We then again see her slash at his armor, and it shorts out her lightsaber. But she has another one. Don't worry. Remember Kelnaka's saber? Boom. And then hers comes back on again. They gave her the double saber fight. May gets up and runs away. And seriously, Smilo Ren's having a tough time with Jackie, but he manages to cut one of her sabers off and disappear. Like he's a magician. He's just gone. He's a wizard. Anyways, again, we focus on this red dust of sorts, this red ash, and we just cut away. Now, this is going to be one of the dumbest things we see in the episode.
Yord, turn off your saber.
Yeah, Yord, turn off your goddamn saber, you idiot.
The light attracts them.
Attracts what?
Attracts what? Were you not in the last episode when Jackie literally said this to all the Jedi?
It went straight for the saber.
It's attracted to light.
I guess Yord is supposed to be a dumbass, but just that was a pretty notable event that you guys all... Actually, that was the only notable event that took place outside of the Force Push. It was the Force Push and the bug. How can you not remember those two things, Yord? Like, come on, my guy. We then cut back to May running through the forest, and we get the funniest shot yet for me. I don't know. The way this is shot and stabilized to the helmet, it looks like Darth Underbite is on a moving sidewalk, you know, like in the airports. Just look at this shot. I'm going to play it a couple times. Just think moving sidewalk in your head. Watch. I don't know. If it wasn't so stabilized, it might not have looked like that, but it just came off as so weird in the episode. It's a cool concept of a shot, but I don't know why it looked like a moving sidewalk. Anyways, he goes for a Sith Lord clothesline with the lightsaber and completely misses. May then asks for forgiveness.
Forgive me. I was weak.
You've always been weak.
And then we get the reveal. It's Darth Bicep. This is definitely not a girl. Or is it? Wouldn't put it past Disney Star Wars. Boom. Finally. Squid Game decides that he does have the Force. And here comes Jackie. But she misses terribly, whiffing harder than Stephen Hawking playing backyard baseball. They get into a 1v2, and Jackie gives the chest kick right back. May decides she is weak, and she's just going to run away. Even though she wanted to help the Jedi, she's now on the run. I don't know. This was your chance. This was your chance to prove yourself to the Jedi like you wanted to. Turn yourself in, whatever that was. I guess that's out the window. Darth Tank Top sees this, and he makes a leap for it. Force pushes May onto the rock, but Jackie saves the day. We cut back to Osha in the woods, and she hears a strange voice.
What is it?
We have to go back.
We have to go back. Didn't you already have this conversation? Can you just either go back or don't? I don't know, man.
He's gonna kill them. He's gonna kill them all.
Yeah, he's going to kill them. What else was he going to do? Come on, show. Everything is so obvious. She then pulls out her little flashlight here, and we see that she now has a plan to use the bugs. I told you it was going to happen. Anyways, we're back to the fight scene, and it's a 2v1, but he headbutts Soul's saber. Doesn't matter, though, because Soul goes full Conor McGregor on a bitch. Punches him off the rock. Then Jackie takes over and elbows his helmet off with ease. I don't know, I guess all those saber strikes couldn't take his helmet off, but one elbow from Jackie Padawan, and he's exposed. Nice. This is the coolest shot in the episode. I'm gonna give some credit where credit's due. He then takes his saber and turns it into a dagger and a saber at like double blade, pretty much. Dual wield. It's pretty cool. I like this little shit. Watch this. Oh! No! I also like it when Padawans who shouldn't be keeping up this much die to edgelords, Sith lords, whatever you want to call them. And yep, Jackie's dead. She's gone. Rest in peace, Daphne Keene. You were amazing when they finally decided to use you for the choreography. I just don't agree with your character. But well done on the fight scenes, Daphne. Bravo. Bravo. Anyways, we get edgelord doing this album cover pose. Oh, by the way, we were all correct, pretty much. The Sith Lord, the edgelord, Darth Underbite is indeed Snape, Chimere, Potions Master guy, all along. It was Agatha all along.
Who's been messing up everything? It's been Agatha all along.
Come on. They did it. They made it seem almost too obvious to be true, and then they did it. They did the obvious thing. How crazy is that? And the reason why I don't like this is because we don't even know who the hell this guy is. And the disrespect here from Chimere is real.
Was that its name?
Is that its name? What a savage. Hey, he's not using the proper pronouns. Maybe she wasn't it, though. I don't know. Not sure.
She was a child.
No, she was a child. She was a child. God damn it. Use your pronouns.
You brought her here.
It is true. Soul did bring a child on a dangerous mission, but you know, we needed to see some young girl boss action. So I'm always Soul. I like Daphne Keene. Bring her on some more missions. Revive her. In fact, do that force heal thing that Rey did. Get her back in the action. Come on. Chimere then does his worst Obi-Wan Kenobi impression.
Hello.
Throws his cape at Soul. And drags a bitch over to him for a force choke. Doing his best Chris Brown impression. Easy joke. I'm sorry.
You really didn't know it was me.
No, we knew. We all knew. We're just not as dumb as May. Chimere then takes May hostage. And he calls out Soul for not being a very Jedi-like Jedi. The acting here from Soul's actor, Lee Jung-jae, is actually pretty phenomenal. I like this guy a lot. Well done. Then he pulls a Luke Skywalker from Last Jedi, throws his saber away.
What are you?
Yeah, what are you, man? Are you an edgelord, a Smiloran, a Darth Underbite? Pick one.
I have no name.
You have no name? That's disappointing. I thought you were Chimere.
But a Jedi like you might call me Sith.
And the fanboys are heard crying around the world. Guys, I'm not going to lie. It is kind of stupid, right? He's basically saying that, yeah, the Jedi would identify this dude as a Sith. So someone like Ki-Adi-Mundi would identify this guy as a Sith. So for all intents and purposes, the writers can have their cake and eat it too, because they get to feature a Sith without featuring a Sith, because technically he didn't call himself a Sith. But if the Jedi think you're a Sith and call you a Sith and you quack like a duck, then you're a duck, right? So basically, Ki-Adi-Mundi is going to have to be the stupidest Jedi alive, be the most ignorant Jedi alive, or he's going to have to participate in some sort of cover-up, as we discussed. This is essentially, for all intents and purposes, a Sith Lord. You know, I call him an edgelord, but he's a Sith Lord in the eyes of the Jedi. So I don't know how that whole Ki-Adi-Mundi thing's going to play out. And I wasn't trying to disrespect the fanboys, just making a joke. I'm on your side. I don't like the whole canon breaking thing. It's sort of disrespectful. And if you do that, what else are you going to do? It sort of sets a precedent. It's a principle thing. It's not necessarily the exact canon that you break. It's the principle of breaking it. So you don't have to agree with that, but it is kind of annoying, right? It is. It is what it is. Soul then asks edgelord this.
Why risk discovery?
Well, I did wear a mask.
And yeah, he did wear a mask. Dude's kind of right. I'm kind of on your side here. I actually don't mind this actor and this character. It's just so poorly ham-fisted with the way it plays out that doesn't make much sense, but he's a cool guy. I mean, I wouldn't have minded him in a different show.
What do you want?
Freedom.
Freedom? That's all you want? I mean, you could have just lived on your own and just found some backwater planet and been free. I mean, the witches are doing it. You know, they created a Force twins, so that's going to attract some Jedi. But you don't have to do that, man. You can go live free, be a hippie, smoke some space grass, whatever. I don't know why you got to do all this. This is all extra.
The freedom to wield my power the way I like.
The freedom to be a villain. Okay, I want more motivation from this villain besides just, I want to be evil. I want the freedom to be super powerful. If there was more backstory on this guy, I would have loved it, man. It just doesn't add up for me. It doesn't have any weight.
I want a pupil.
You want a pupil. You want a title of the show.
An acolyte.
Nice. Okay. I mean, these are motivations that you speak, but we don't see the logic behind the motivation. It's just, I don't know, strange, but whatever. It's Star Wars, bro. Just eat it up. Eat it up. Drink the Kool-Aid.
So now I have to kill every single last one of you. I don't make the rules. The Jedi do.
I don't make the rules. The Jedi do. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this dialogue. It comes off as Star Wars fan fiction, but whatever. Let's keep going.
And the Jedi say I can't exist. They see my face. They all die.
Then we get the most clutch move from Yord. He force pulls the helmet like a Chad. So now he has the best of both worlds. He's got the saber deactivating helmet, and he's got a saber. What could go wrong? Wait. I thought he had the upper hand. Yord gets his neck snapped as Chimere goes full Superman Man of Steel. Tossed to the side like a puppet. May again makes a run for it, but this time Osha is prepared. May stops conveniently so that Osha can shoot her, and she does, and this time she doesn't miss. Thank God Yord didn't take the gun away from her. Rest in peace, Yord. We now go back into a 1v1, this time with fists only. Damn. Ooh. I honestly like this part of the fight. This is quite exciting.
You trust him? Even after everything he did to you.
He says this. You trust him after everything he did to you. What did he... We don't know what he did to her. Like, all we've seen is that he saved her life by grabbing her off the edge of a burning cliffside in her village. It doesn't make sense to us yet. Don't know if it ever will. Soul realizes he doesn't want to go down this dark path, so he backs off. And we get the stupidest part of the episode as Osha pulls her flashlight after seeing the bugs. She takes the flashlight, she pulls it, sticks it magically onto the back of Chimere. Seriously, I don't know how this flashlight just magically sticks to his back. Anyways, he goes for a slash, he misses, and he can't get the flashlight off his back, even though he's powerful enough to force push multiple Jedi at once, to force pull a saber, but he can't force pull a tiny flashlight droid off of his back. Why? Well, because the writers said he can't, so that this can happen. Remember, they're attracted to light. The bugs. The bugs are the plot device that saved the day. Now, why did they not go towards the lightsabers the whole time? If they're attracted to light, there has been so many open sabers lighting up the forest. There has been so many sabers in the open lighting up the forest this whole time. And they just now decide to go for the flashlight instead of his saber. I don't, just because the writers say it needs to happen like this, it does. It's not for any sort of logic. Anyways, a dude who can force push multiple Jedi who weigh more and have more skill in the Force than these bugs struggles against the bugs just so that he can get removed from the scene. I mean, dude, even if this was a video game, this is absolutely horrific writing. Just comical. It's a parody of Star Wars at this point. Then May returns, pulls the stun gun, and does this. Now it's just the two of them. We cut to later that evening. We get a nice sunset shot. Now keep in mind, last episode, May said she wanted to turn herself into the Jedi, but now she's had the chance. Instead, she stuns the Jedi and asks Osha to come with her.
But it's okay, Osha. I can help you.
So again, within 2 or 3 episodes, with no context, she flips her motivation twice. Like, what? I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi. No, I'm going to stun the Jedi and we're going to run away together. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Have you forgotten who we are? Where we come from?
Have you forgotten who you were and where you came from last episode? Have you forgotten your entire character? I don't understand. Osha then finally says what we're all thinking here. She's the actual logical character in this situation.
Everything you have ever done has been for yourself. All of these lives lost tonight. Again, all because of you. They've brainwashed you.
No, they didn't brainwash her. From what we can see, they rescued a girl who was about to die and took her in as an orphan. That's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice thing to do. May tries to convince and gaslight Osha further.
I love you. Don't choose them again. All we have is each other now.
No, you still have Jedi Master Soul on the floor back there. Go get him. Come on. Oh my gosh. What? My brain is broken from this not making any sense. Apparently, Osha's heart is broken too, and she does this.
You're a criminal, May.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, keep in mind how easily visible the tattoo is on her forehead right now, okay? That's a very important detail as well. But the tides turn as May takes the upper hand in this fight.
He stole you from us. He saved my life. And what kind of life is that, huh? A life without purpose?
And what was your purpose? To go around killing Jedi? This character of May is the stupidest thing since Jar Jar Binks. And I'm sorry, that's an insult to Jar Jar, okay? That's an insult to my man Jar Jar. I'll never do you like that again. Promise.
Without love? Without family? He led you nowhere.
Without love and family, you killed, or seemingly you started a fire that, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I can't. They get into a further scuffle, and then May force pushes a bitch off the edge, knocking her out. That little noise, we got to replay that. I don't know why. I'm a sick fuck. That's hilarious. One more time. Sorry, I'm a child. She's going to have some sort of CTE or something. She's going to be brain dead when she wakes up. May then walks up to Osha and drops the biggest diss callback yet.
You never could block.
She picks up the saber and she gives herself a good old-fashioned edgelord Sith haircut. The power of haircut. The power of many. Power of many. We get this little chant in the background as she does it. And now, pause. The reason why she did the haircut is so that she can swap places with Osha and not be recognized. But let's take a look at her goddamn forehead, as we can easily see the Space Witch tattoo that only she has, that Osha never had. So you're telling me that if she switched places, and I think she does, you're telling me that nobody is ever going to notice a new tattoo on Osha's, aka May posing as Osha's forehead. This is ridiculous. this is absolutely ridiculous. I would say like have her do some makeup on it, but even that just sounds stupid as hell. This whole show is built on these contrivances and these absolute, I don't know, idiocracy of characters, idiocy, whatever you want to call it, stupidity of characters. It just relies on too many, glass houses, too much strawman, too much bullshit. I don't know. Anyways, we then cut back to the forest and boom, Edgelord survived the bugs after all. And we get a shot of the Disney merch on the floor, aka Pip the droid. And who other than little Basil, the boyfriend of Rocket Raccoon. He comes out of nowhere and finds the droid conveniently right when we see Edgelord. Nice little shot, I guess. Super convenient. Now keep in mind, he finds this, he's going to be able to smell OSHA's specific scent on this device. It's probably going to come into play in the next episode. Anyways, Sol being left for dead on the floor is actually alive. He just got stunned. So he wakes up right after the conversation is done between OSHA and May. And yeah, it's very clear that May is undercover as OSHA because she wouldn't just cut her hair for no reason and she wouldn't let OSHA go back to Sol. So this is May. Conveniently though, they have like the hair perfectly taped to cover the tattoo. Like it seriously looks like someone on set perfectly made it form over the tattoo. And Jedi Master Sol here can't sense a difference in the energy. Look, the rest of her hair is moving, but the hair on her forehead is like stuck there. She helps Sol get up and they go back to the ship. Then we see Basil boarding the ship as well, getting a sniff. And maybe something is up. Maybe something is up to Basil here. But no, we cut away. We cut right back to Edgelord as he discovers indeed, well, first his helmet and the dead Jedi and his robes, but also he discovers the body of OSHA, who has been outfit swapped. And it's not clear if Chimere knows that the swap has taken place, but all he has to do is take one good look at her forehead and he'll know. Or one good look into her mind because she's weak in the Force, unlike May. He then kind of maybe like force heals her a little bit and she rolls over. And clearly she's got no tattoo on her forehead. So right away, Chimere is going to know this is not OSHA. He's not as dumb as the Jedi. He covers her up with a nice little blinky. And that's that. That's the episode. So to be honest, this was probably the most entertaining episode we've had of the Acolyte yet. But just because it was cool flashing lights and sabers, it doesn't mean that it has a lot of substance. And the whole them switching sides thing, if Chimere doesn't recognize that that's not May, then I'm going to be negative checked out. I'm already like at 0. I'm already dead 0 on this show almost. But I don't know. If the Jedi do not recognize that, oh, this is not OSHA. Where's the tattoo? Why is her hair all of a sudden glued to her forehead and not moving? If they don't recognize that, if they don't have any sort of ability to sense a different presence in the Force, that's just going to piss me off even further. But I'm almost checked out with this show. I'm just reviewing it for funsies at this point. It's just interesting to see how much worse it gets with each week. So yeah, I don't even have any more time to spend on this review, recap, whatever you want to call it. You guys tell me what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. Give this video a like, hit that subscribe button if you so please. This has been Stark Cinema. You have a great day. I love you 3000.